Antley. Some room there for South Georgia's Micheletto. Connor Antley, a Mercer product, class of 2018. Phelps through the middle. And a good job of disrupting there by Braden Troyer. Troyer starting as the right midfielder tonight and starting to gain his fitness. We'll see if he goes the full 90+ tonight for Richmond. Room out wide is Vignoles. Found the outside back in St. Ville. Vignoles continued the run. Vignoles then taken off the ball beautifully. Excellent defending, Eli Lockaby. However, the kickers could not get it forward. And a deep throw coming for the Tormenta. South Georgia put on the pressure early with a flurry of corners, 3 consecutive in the series. Then they would add a 4th soon after. They were able to generate a half bicycle chance out of it, but Akira Fitzgerald came up with the save. And Richmond was able to get the game a lot more level since then, including getting their own corner off of a Joe Gallardo free kick. But we remain scoreless. The Tormenta entered tonight with 414 minutes of scoreless soccer and looking for their USL leading 8th shutout of the season. Akira Fitzgerald, he made 3 saves in that April 6th meeting to get the shutout himself. Spent the last 2 years with the Tampa Bay Rowdies with their great success. Was a 3-year starter at Wake Forest. Lockaby. Rodriguez surveyed his options. The layoff by Gallardo. Kept moving by Troyer nicely. Before then, Akwe, the center back, was able to push it forward. Again, Akwe. No opportunity there for Charles Boateng to get onto it. Boateng spent time in his career with a team in Ghana. Was a first division player in his home country at the age of 17. Then with some caps on the Ghanese U17 and U20 teams. Hara. This will be a throw for the kickers. The kickers in their 27th season as a franchise. Only the kickers and Toronto FC2 were professional organizations last year. So they had their sights set on USL League One that opened up this season. The Kickers, one of the oldest continuously run professional clubs in the U.S., tied with Charleston. Another goal kick for Pablo O'Hara. And Richmond with a storied history, particularly in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open tournament. In 2007, they defeated LA Galaxy in the first round. That's Akwe battling for it, and it's going to be the foul against the Tormenta. A good effort there from another Ghanese player Wahab Akwe, 22-year-old center back. And that's Akwe battling with Charlie Dennis. And Dennis with the takedown. There was a Richmond Kickers legend in Fred Owosu-Sekere that spoke with Wahab during the Red Bulls game last year. Akwe trialed with Tampa Bay last year, and head coach Neil Collins, their manager, even made the recommendation to David Bulow and the Richmond staff about Akwe, and he's forced himself into the lineup. Antley shouldered it forward. And the Tormenta with Vignos. Knudsen back for Hara. And some room for Alex Morrell. Morrell to take it off the ball. Scott Thompson quickly entered in for Rodriguez. Richmond's been able to level the game off. Now can they produce some chances against the top defense in USL League One, South Georgia. Lockerbie pushes it forward. Room for Matai Mwape. Mwape switches the point of the attack. This ball will remain in. Gallardo, or rather it's Rodriguez. Rodriguez deals it back. This is Gallardo. On a follow-up and a nice back heel pass, and here comes the Tormenta. Room for Vignos. Morrell to the outside. Morrell played it across. This one headed down, and it'll be another South Georgia Tormenta corner. Their 7th of this opening half. It's brought to you by the Sack Company. Great backheel pass that started it all, and Connor Shanoski prevented the cross. Charlie Dennis. Not enough numbers into that spot for the Tormenta. Next ball back in. Vignos. And back to the feet of Joshua Phelps. Morrell. And a nice pass break up there. Joe Gallardo. And Gallardo has shown so much this season besides just his offensive abilities. David Bulow feels his first touch is still the best in the team. And just so hard to predict when you're scouting against Gallardo. He's had Richmond's best scoring chance on a free kick about 9 yards off the box, but the Tormenta wall blocked. As Dennis pressures Thompson. And it's going to be a deep throw for the Tormenta. Antley continues the run, and then Thompson holds it up. Here come the kickers. Ahead for Boateng. Joshua Phelps calmly handled it off of the feet of Ricardo Gomez. Gomez along with Neil Vignos, the pair of holding mids for South Georgia. Here is Vignos, responsible for pulling the strings of this offense. Doesn't have an assist yet, but John Milarisi compliments how he's usually the guy that leads to a scoring chance, or the hockey assist. He creates great possessions. Gomez along for Micheletto. Nicoletto was looking for the run to be made out wide by Dennis. Into the 35th minute. Richmond trying to end a 6-match winless streak. 0-5-1 over the last 6. Just 3 goals over that time. South Georgia looking to remain unbeaten in 7. And a chance to jump over North Texas and end the night in first place in USL League One as we near the halfway point of this 28-game regular season. Top 4 teams out of the 10 make the playoffs that begin October 11th. Knutson along for Phelps. And with the Ricardo Pepe news that he has signed a homegrown contract with FC Dallas, the Tormenta still has all 3 games remaining with first place North Texas on the schedule. They may never have to face Pepe this year. That could go as a real plus. And there's a good cross that is knocked away. Now is Connor Antley making the long run. Gonna go back to a goal kick. It's sliding playmate Scott Thompson to get on to Antley, who made the long run from his right back position. Troyer, and he's got Akwe. Thompson. And Thompson with the misconnection. Nicoletto. St. Ville turned over by Lockerbie. A chance for the kickers to transition. It's Mwape. Mwape, now the service. Dummied all the way across, but no one got on the back end of it for the kickers. Numbers into the box for Richmond, and a missed opportunity as Gomez comes the other way. Before Akwe put a stop to that. 37th minute. That was Eli Lockerbie, the right back. At the end of a long last calendar year for the 21-year-old from Orlando. Won the Atlantic 10 regular season championship with a goal and 3 assists for the VCU Rams, and has stepped right into the Richmond starting lineup. Played with Orlando City U23s during his college career. Rodriguez picks out a target. Boateng. Charles Boateng, and then he overran it himself. Bottled up well before he just lost an edge. Boateng. Troyer picks out a target out wide. It is Gallardo. Gallardo trying to get to the outside, could not. His pass got through. Troyer, though, with a little late bump. And the foul against Richmond. Natalie Simon will put a stop to the quick counter by the Tormenta. South Georgia with 7 corners. They were dangerous on one of them. A save by Akira Fitzgerald is the story on that end. But the 2 teams pushing towards playing 3 halves of scoreless soccer this season. Gallardo. And the play was broken up. Nicoletto. Knutson couldn't reach it. St. Ville could. Lockerbie. It's a space for Mwape. And a takeout tackle by St. Ville. Lockerbie got it right before the end line and was able to service it. Good range shown here in this opening half by Eli Lockerbie of Richmond. Maxi Rodriguez. Thompson, and Thompson was expecting a different kind of ball. He had his arm stretched out to his sides before he gets it back and gathers it to the feet of Gallardo. Wahab Akwe. Shadowski. South Georgia was hoping to extend the line of confrontation, the way John Millerisi so eloquently put it. And pressing opponents higher up the field is one area he'd love to see his team evolve into. But Richmond has handled that mostly comfortably tonight, as Lockerbie thought he had Wape making the run to the corner. And a foul against Shanoski. A midfield restart for the Tormenta. Undefeated here on their home pitch at Irk Russell Park. There'll be a new stadium ready next season. And the community has really gotten behind this franchise that was born in 2016, make it 2015. Named the PDL's new Franchise of the Year in 2016. Runners-up for Franchise of the Year in 2017. As Lockerbie pushed that one to the sideline. They had 3,500 for their inaugural game this season. That was a sellout. And despite some weather and delays the last couple of home games, this one hasn't had any of them in this first half. Antley has tried to get out wide, and the kickers have defended that well tonight. Tonight at Irk Russell Stadium, it's Healthcare Professionals Night. 25% off general admission and half off the VIP section. Sounds like a good deal. Next weekend, Small Business Saturday. So fortunately for tonight, in case there are any injuries, there'll be plenty of people. Just reach out to someone in the audience and out the stands. Someone will have the medical expertise to help. Dennis, as he tried to turn the corner. Lockerbie with a slide tackle. Tormenta entered in. Gomez. Vignos. Space for Morrell. And the Morrell shot, and that one skips wide. Got a great look. And Fitzgerald tested with the dive. Alex Morrell scored the insurance goal for the Tormenta last weekend against Orlando City B. Good look from Morrell, 25 years old. 3 goals and 2 assists. From Lakeland, Florida. And played collegiately in North Florida, helping them reach their first NCAA tournament in the fall of 2015. Troyer blasted forward. Pablo Haro. Knutson Back heel pass intended by Micheletto. Nearly pulled it off for Viñols. Rodriguez with a good touch, and Lockerbie. Wape turned it over. Ricardo Gomez trying to make something of it. Gomez trying to continue the run. As we approach some stoppage time in this opening half between Richmond and South Georgia. Should have just 1 minute of stoppage time in Statesboro. But the great news is that the weather has held off despite the forecast. Lockerbie. Yannick Eckenrode. And Eckenrode trying to escape with that late tackle, but Natalie Simon saw it. So the former Tormenta player, Yannick's older brother, is on the other sideline. Lars watching this one. We'll get a second look. And Eckenrode, oh certainly it's a tackle warranting a yellow. Eckenrode did not play against Chattanooga in the last game. Did play off the bench the two previous. And he won a job with the Richmond franchise during open tryouts over the winter. Mikey Rowe. Some room here for Dennis. And then Dennis wiped out on the tackle. And this will take care of the opening half. The Tormenta with one flurry of corners. One save made by Akir Fitzgerald. And then a late shot by Alex Morrell. Went wide. The Tormenta looking to remain unbeaten in their last 7 and unbeaten on their home field. They are scoreless with Richmond at the half in USL League One action. When we come back, we'll take a look around USL League One, dive into the Ricardo Pepe story, and bring you first half highlights. That's all on the way from Statesboro.
Kick your internet into high gear with Bullet Broadband, a division of Bullet Telephone Cooperative. Hey, I'm John Scott, General Manager of Bullet Telephone and the new Bullet Broadband. Bullet Broadband offers the fastest internet speed in Georgia with managed Wi-Fi and speeds up to 1 gig. And if you're a business owner, we didn't leave you out. We can help increase productivity with computer networking, cloud hosting, custom emails, and the highest internet speeds around. Kick your internet into high gear and see what Bullet Broadband can do for you.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
We are world changers. We learn by doing, and our training prepares us for direct impact in our field. We are scholars. Even as undergrads, we work alongside our faculty to solve challenges facing our region, our state, and our world. We are leaders, experts, working with business and government partners for economic growth. This is Georgia Southern University, and we are the Eagle Nation.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
It's halftime presented.
When we come back, some history made in USL League One. 16-year-old Ricardo Pepe is off to FC Dallas. We'll tell you about it when we return. So Ricardo Pepe becomes the pioneer for USL League One. He was also the first player signed by North Texas back in December as a 15-year-old. And the El Paso, Texas native scored 7 goals in 6 games. He could return to North Texas at some point this season, but it's exciting news for USL League One. Let's have a look at the rest of USL League One.
Very nice, very dressed up. How are you? Nice to see you.
He's come through the affiliate, the youth system, the academy, the second team, the first team now. It's steps. You know, he didn't skip any, and I know he's involved with youth national teams. It's just it's one way. It's one way. It's an important way in this club, and to take steps. Now he's got a lot of more steps in front of him.
His talent is evident when you see him. Goal scorers are hard to find, and he's been a natural goal scorer from the first time we've seen him. And he does so many things well. I mean, he's a very complete player. I personally think, his build-up play and his passing is excellent too.
It's been a lot of fun to work with him and try to help him make this jump. But he knows who he wants to be, and that's how he plays and trains every day.
We think he's going to add a lot of value to our first team roster, so we're happy to give this opportunity to him, and that's also an opportunity to FC Dallas.
I mean, it's a lot of excitement, obviously, for me and my family. We know it's a new stage in my professional career. Just excited for this opportunity. Being able to make El Paso proud, it gives me a lot of excitement, and it allows me to stay humble because all my family and friends are from over there, and then I'm just trying to put El Paso's name in big. I mean, I promise I'll work hard for them. I'll work for the team, and I'll probably score some goals for the FC Dallas.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay? Keep working, okay?
Nah, it's a great opportunity. Keep growing as a player. It's amazing.
Army will try again, and another. Crossing in, it's a goal! Army will try for goal again and find the back of the net. The cross keeps the winner! Another brace! puts it back, and he goes! How about that finish?
And involve them in the process.
What does it mean to go full mingo?
Going full mingo means... What does it mean to go full mingo?
You know what's funny is I actually hated that when I first heard it.
We say you never go half mingo, you always go full mingo. And that means just whatever the maximum extreme is, you go for it.
You're showing up there, you're passionate, you're wearing your gear, and you're being loud and proud in the brightest, boldest colors possible.
You're willing to be weird, you're willing to be, out there, stand proud.
Means to put all of your energy, your passion, and your love and support into Forward Madison. We're mere caretakers for this team. The team really belongs to Madison and the people of Madison.
I mean, I think everybody, to a certain degree, is interested in what their crest represents of the club they support. But it also means a lot more when the people that are actually in the stands every week are the ones that actually help make that happen.
The players on the field represent them.
From the get-go with our supporters, you can tell there's going to be a special connection. It motivates me every day to show up to training. It's why I play. And to be able to help foster a sense of community that fans and supporters connect with week in and week out, that's special to me. It's something that I cherish.
We've got a great facility to be proud of. We've got a team to be proud of. What this club is trying to do is offer a real sense of community to people from all different backgrounds, all different jobs, all different ages and everything. It's to each and every demographic as well.
The best thing we did was empower them, deputize them, and not get in their way, just support them.
Time now for some USL League One news and notes. Well, the Forward Madison, they honored the City Bird. Plastic Pink Flamingo Nights, 1008 given away, an anniversary of the selection as its City Bird. And the Gold Cup is underway with a trio of League One players representing different nations in the CONCACAF June tournaments. Player of the Week this week, Ricardo Pepe, getting the league's first road hat trick. There's already one score of note tonight. Lansing with a 2-0 win tonight over Orlando City. Here's the team of the week represented in this game tonight that you're watching. Neil Vignoles as one mid. Connor Antley, also of South Georgia Tormenta, right in the middle of the field, as two of the notables from this week's USL League One Team of the Week. League standings at the moment, North Texas hanging on to first place. At the moment, they are right now tied in their game, so a chance for South Georgia Tormenta to jump over them with 3 points tonight and potentially get into first. Toronto and Lansing holding the other two playoff spots, with the Richmond Kickers 6 points back of climbing into a playoff spot of their own, looking for key 3 points on the road. And here's upcoming schedule. And looking ahead into the middle of the week and to next week, North Texas and FC Tucson getting together in the middle of the week. And then next weekend on Friday, Orlando City B and Greenville. And then Saturday action also taking place with Chattanooga, the next hottest team behind the Tormenta, North Texas, and Lansing getting together as well. When we come back, first half highlights. Richmond and South Georgia are scoreless from Statesboro.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Your future is within reach at Georgia Southern.
Discover one vibrant university with 3 distinctive campuses
and a world full of possibilities.
You'll be part of a proud legacy of academic excellence and innovation.
Expand your horizons with more opportunities than you've ever imagined and become your most exceptional self.
It's time to spread your wings. Come join us at Georgia Southern.
Come join us at Georgia Southern.
Come
come join us at Georgia Southern.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Scoreless at the break as we look at some first half highlights between the Tormenta and the Kickers. First half chances difficult to come by. Here was Charlie Dennis with a shot. And then after a series of corners, Akira Fitzgerald making his lone save. That was Mikey Rowe that got up in the air for the bicycle. And this Tormenta defense that's been so difficult to break down, even though Richmond has had the bulk of the possession time, 57%, 43% for the Tormenta. Well, the Tormenta with 7 corners in the opening half. Good team defending overall by the Kickers during that segment. And they've had some success of the Kickers down the right flank, but this was a ball that harmlessly came right through the 18 that no one could get onto the end of it to create a scoring chance. And then Alex Morrell with a deep shot from 25 yards out that skipped past Fitzgerald, and that would be it. Just one yellow card. One save by Fitzgerald, one official shot by the Tormenta. Otherwise, not much else to speak of in terms of first half stats. But if you're Kickers coach David Bulow, I think he's happy that they've gotten rid of the couple of mistakes to this point that have hurt Richmond to this point, as they're winless over their last 6 and try to get into position to get some kind of result and get at least a point on the road. In a place that's been very difficult to score and get a win. No one's done that yet to the Tormenta here at Irk Russell Stadium this season. The Tormenta 4-0-1 on their home field with the second half underway. And as David Bulow talked about it with his Richmond team, the Tormenta are the most efficient defensive team in the league. We can't let them counter. The Kickers have done that tonight. Nothing in the category of counters tonight for the Tormenta. We've got to move it quickly and somehow disorganize the Tormenta, and that has not happened at all. South Georgia's been super disciplined. Pablo Jara has been well protected. Here's Charles Boateng. Nicoletto. And we'll get the bump foul right at midfield from Richmond. The Kickers' best scoring chance came on the result of a Joe Gallardo restart. He had a good strike from about 27 yards out that the Tormenta wall handled well. It led to a corner, but the Kickers could do nothing with it. Josh Phelps. And this one will lead to another Tormenta corner. Brought to you by the Sack Company. Here's number 8. Tormenta defense now working on 460-plus minutes of scoreless soccer. Nicoletto will move some furniture out of the way. Create some more room for herself. Good in-swinger. Fitzgerald couldn't reach it. And there was a chance to punch it in. Connor Antley was the one that ended up inside the goalposts. And now squeezing his way through Vinyals. Vinyals continues. Vinyals still with some great footwork and shows great patience and poise, and he nearly was able to walk it to the front before it's swept away by Wahab Akwe. What control from a Spaniard from Barcelona, Neil Viñols. Deep throw for the Tormenta. Viñols looked like he was walking through a maze there. Dennis able to backheel it and lead to another Tormenta corner kick, their 9th. Once again brought to you by the Sack Company. Now John Milarisi was hoping his offense, as his team moved forward, to become much more efficient. They're coming off of 16 shots against Orlando City B last game. They're creating enough chances. This is a wasted opportunity, though. As Fitzgerald will come up with a goal kick. And as Milarisi felt that as well as they've played, they just haven't scored enough to match their performance. The Tormenta are 6-1-4, but as any coach will tell you, there is still great room for improvement. But tonight, they have not had the lion's share of the possession time, just 43% for the Tormenta. Ricardo Gomez. As Gomez is bottled up. Mataya Wape. Eckenrode couldn't reach it. Follow up from Gallardo. Wape. Wape challenged by St. Field. Looked to lay the pass in. He had Gallardo deep. And the Tormenta in a game that has had very little in terms of counters. Morrell trying to change that. Alex Morrell. Morrell continues the deep run, sprays it across. It came all the way through. It was Fitzgerald with some traffic in front. Antley. Ball laid off with the run not made by the Tormenta. A good ball and a long run from Alex Morrell. And he had Mikey Rowe looking for a tap-in. Rowe coming off of his first pro goal. What a moment is if you caught the highlights of it. Last weekend, Mikey Rowe's family from Ireland had flown in, and they were able to see it in person. What a time to deliver a performance for Rowe. John Milarisi hoping that it becomes the norm for him. And like many goal scorers, his reputation has been that he can score them in bunches. It's nearly a year to the day that Mikey Rowe was offered a contract for this season. On his birthday, July 3rd. Rowe played in 13 games last year, scored 3 goals for the Tormenta while they were a PDL franchise. Here's Mwape. Maxi Rodriguez. And too ambitious with the shots. Rowe last fall built off of his Tormenta PDL run by becoming the Division II NCAA National Player of the Year. And he had a whopping 22-goal, 5-assist season, and also named the National Scholar Athlete of the Year. That's really getting it done. And a first-team All-American. And Rowe exploded in the last 2 years of his collegiate career. Phelps along for Knutson. Hara. Nicoletto saw Thompson handle it. Ball into the feet of Nicoletto as he gets out wide. Nicoletto's service and knocked down nicely. Clean touch from Akwe, but then the giveaway. Nicoletto. Space for Antley. Antley with the service. Did not have a runner. A near costly mistake by the kickers, and here's another turnover nearly before Thompson sends it out. And look at the foul now against Joshua Phelps for holding up Charles Boateng. So Rodriguez will wait for some numbers to go forward, and instead he'll like to play some more possession. Two near killer giveaways by the kickers. And that's been the microcosm of their season. And here's a shot from the outside that just misses. Hara with full extension on the shot from Joe Gallardo. Gallardo had a great target picked out. And racing ahead, Morrell. And he has the jersey pulled. And this could be a yellow. Easy call for Natalie Simon as Braden Troyer has to commit the professional foul. Morrell had a lot of momentum. He made that run earlier in this half. He was able to turn the corner on the Richmond defense.
A yellow card has been issued to number 31, Braden Troyer of the Richmond.
As we get a second look. Easy call for Natalie Simon to make. And Troyer, notable, he is starting the second half. Known as a very good one-on-one defender. David Bulow says he's still getting him back to full fitness, but he can defend in multiple spots. He's played 5 different spots in his 5 years with Richmond as a consistent starter. Troyer, a 2015 South Carolina graduate. The Tormenta played it short. Morrell this time gets around Troyer. Room and time! And Morrell's speed starting to make a difference for South Georgia. Alex Morrell had the Tormenta's best scoring chance in the first half. Added one early, then drew the foul. And he had time to pick his head up and get a good look, to the dismay of Akira Fitzgerald. Thompson makes the connection with Maxi Rodriguez. Room for Boateng. However, the whistle and the flag is up, but the kickers maintaining there should have been a foul much earlier on as Maxi Rodriguez was taken down. But the play on was granted, and then the offsides flag, the second against the kickers. Nicoletto, as he tested Fitzgerald's patience on coming out to the top of his 6. A lot more activity in this second half. Shots were 1-0 South Georgia at the brink. One save for Richmond goalie Akira Fitzgerald. Corner kicks were the highlight of the first half. 7 corners for the Tormenta. Well, this second half has started with some fireworks. We remain scoreless in Statesboro. Ralph Bednarczyk with our ESPN Plus crew, joining you on a very humid evening in Georgia, aren't they all? Well, we're fortunate that the weather has held off to this point. The forecast at the start of the day called for 50% plus precipitation likelihoods all the way into midnight and then into the morning hours. Gallardo. This is Troyer checking back. Akwe. Spent last summer playing with New York Red Bulls too. He's made the adjustment. to the Richmond style as a center back. Troyer. Akwe along Eckenrode. Missed touch and taken back by the Tormenta. Eckenrode able to head it down. Wape has not had the room he had in the first half. Wape lays a good ball in for Boateng. Handled cleanly by Knutson. And Dalton Knutson will push it to the corner for a deep Richmond throw. Mattia Wape, a goal and 2 assists last year, playing for the Charlotte Independents in the USL last summer. Had a dominating 2 years at Lindsey Wilson College. It's an NAIA program. And Matt Spear, the Kickers president, saw how quickly he can break people down, especially from wide areas. That was evident in the first half, down the right flank. Not much time yet, he's moved to the left. Wape, with a runner in front of him and a clean takeaway. Beautifully done by Connor Antley. As Antley played it across, here is Morrell, and Morrell's first touch hurt him. Lockerbie to take it off of his feet. Terrific defending from Connor Antley, a Mercer graduate and a native of Atlanta. John Milarisi called him an exceptional athlete, and he just took on Mattia Wape, and his feet passed the test. A clean takeaway from one of the more dynamic wide players that USL League One has to offer. Thompson, again looking for Boateng, and this Tormenta defense has been so clean, not even a small window of opportunity to the Kickers. Now Micheletto, and this is where they've excelled as a countering team. And a ball laid into the feet of Dennis. He was able to hold it up briefly. Thompson, and he looked for the return from Wape. Vignoles catches his breath. Connor Antley was a 4-year starter at nearby Mercer. 8 goals over his career, primarily as an outside back that was very aggressive in the college game getting forward. Wape on a loose ball. Thinks about the shot. Mattia Wape. We'll see if Phelps got a piece of it. Mattia claims that he did, but it'll just be a goal kick. So the Tormenta escape a chance from the dynamic Wape. Wape 2 years ago helped the Charlotte Eagles get their first USL League Two championship. And Mattia coming over from Zambia as we get our first sub. For South Georgia, here is the return of Lucas Coutinho. He was questionable with illness, so he's going to get a chance here. He's going to come in from Mikey Rowe at target forward. Coutinho, the Brazilian-born player that starred at Palm Beach Atlantic, a Division II program in Florida. 2016 second-team All-American at that level. A first-team All-American in 2015. Richmond with a deep throw. That one out of the reach of Dennis. And it's going to be a toss for the kickers. Fitzgerald, a former Maryland State Player of the Year, born in Chiba, Japan, and one of the key figures in the locker room with this Richmond team. As the kickers look to dig deep tonight and pick up a key road victory. Troyer again for Aquin. Thompson looking to send out Boateng. As the Tormenta shut that down. Antley through the middle. Some space for the Tormenta as Lucas Coutinho on his first touch. The play broken up, and here is Maxi Rodriguez. Also into the game for the first time for Richmond, Josh Hughes. He started last match. He comes on at center mid. Product out of Fort Worth, Texas. Spent last year with Nashville. Coutinho. Nicoletto on the layoff. Dennis with patience, Ricardo Gomez. It was Josh Hughes that replaced Yannick Eckenrode. Eckenrode had started the match at forward. It looks like David Bulow has changed things up. He's moved Boateng up top. Phelps. Deep run from Antley. He gets there for the service. Handled cleanly by Lockerbie. And Connor Antley will be much more involved in the second half for South Georgia. Phelps. Been part of the Tormenta franchise since 2017. Aquay, and look at how deep South Georgia will extend their pressure. And a ball over the top, and the offsides flag is up. And it's going to take a perfect ball like that for Richmond to try to get through this high press that the Tormenta are looking to be effective with. And as John Milarisi talked about, that A, we haven't scored enough to match our performances, but B, being much more aggressive, and we've been so strong defensively, but we don't want to get stuck back there and play in our own third or own half of the field. And we want to create mistakes made by the opposition. They've been a good countering team this year. He thinks they can be even more effective. Thompson. Aquay. makes the connecting pass. And some room here. Also, Dennis Chin has come on for the first time here, 15 in white. 32-year-old forward from Kingston, Jamaica. 2 goals in the season as he is fouled. So here's a good spot for Scott Thompson. Thompson, a native of Brick, New Jersey, his second year with the Kickers. Thompson, service in, and the head ball, no contact. Charles Boateng was the one, though, open in position. Chin came on in replace of Mutaya Mwape. Hughes. As Hughes tangles with Josh Phelps. And Phelps under pressure. And Phelps could not get out of that corner. Good pressure by the Kickers, so they force just their second corner of the evening. Well, David Bulow felt that scoring chances are going to be tough to come by. And he's been right. Can they disorganize the Tormenta? Scott Thompson with the left foot will get this corner. 70th minute for the Kickers. Thompson had a man in the air and it could not be finished. There's a chance for Wahab Akwe while fading away a bit. If he can head it more solidly and on target, it could have been dangerous. Hara under some pressure. And Phelps with confidence will still deal it back to Pablo Hara. Ball one in the middle of the field, Chin. Chin a chance to get out wide, and then Chin canceled out beautifully by Ricardo Gomez. And now Gomez looking for a release, and he'll earn himself and the team a goal kick. Fantastic defending from Ricardo Gomez. They are inside his own box. Gomez also just 23 years old. In South Georgia, they want him on the ball as much as possible. He, along with Vignoles, they're the musicians of this team. They pulled the strings on offense. And John Milaresi feels that he might be the best holding mid in the league. There are several that would have something to say about that. Knutson sending out Morrell. As Morrell jostles with Lockerbie. And Morrell nearly came off the line cleanly with it, but the ball was out. Quick entry to Coutinho. And then a wasted chance for the Tormenta. Richmond with a free kick in the 69th. A corner in the 70th minute comprising their scoring chances. And here's a late challenge by Josh Phelps. And the yellow is given to Hughes, who undercut Phelps. Third yellow against Richmond. And Hughes just a step late. Meanwhile, Phelps still shaken up And this is the last thing South Georgia wants to see. They're already down Lars Eckenrode, as I've talked about, their captain. He would be a starting center back. Dalton Knutson has been a revelation. He's been able to fit right into a vacated center back spot, a late signing for this organization. Then the injury to Nick Wells as an outside back. And the Tormenta's defense has still been very solid. So Phelps continues to get some medical attention. Josh Phelps on September the 12th became the first player signing in USL League One. Gets to his feet, and the crowd here lets him hear it. Phelps, a native Aussie, moved to the U.S. in 2012 after being medically discharged from the Australian military. Wanted to come to the U.S. to pursue higher education and soccer. He's also in charge of the Ibis Soccer Training Program for the Ibis Foundation, a nonprofit organization that's linked up with the Tormenta Football Club. So Phelps remains in. The game remains scoreless. 3+ halves of soccer between Richmond and South Georgia this season that has not yielded any goals. And not much in terms of scoring chances either. That's Lockerbie tripped up. Gomez, nice layoff for Micheletto. Marco Micheletto, chased by Thompson. Thompson cuts him off, and this one played in front, and no problem for Akira Fitzgerald. Akira working on a shutout himself. His bagels of choice, by the way, Panera Bread. That was the nice surprise that he gave the team. David Bulow said that this team's camaraderie is probably the best out of any team he's been a part. You look at Bulow's career, that says a lot. David Bulow spent 7 years as a pro with the Kickers, 45 goals, 3 USL Cup appearances. He's in his first full season as head coach. Took over midway through last season. Thompson, Dennis Chin. And he hopes that camaraderie will keep this team together and hope it's enough for a takeoff. The Kickers trying to snap a 6-match winless streak. Offsides is called. And the penetrating ball intended for Josh Hughes. Saintville. Chin checking back to the middle of the park. Richmond subbed out Mutaya Mwape, who was their most effective attacking player moving forward. The sub made in the 63rd minute. No sign of any injury tonight for Mutaya. Thompson Antley made the pass. Toss for the kickers. Chin will leave it for Troyer. Akwe and Troyer, the center backs in this second half, with also Connor Shanoski subbed off. And a late challenge on Maxi Rodriguez. He is still down. The Tormenta the other way with Morrell. And then Morrell stepped into perfectly. And then the ensuing foul. Good work from Josh Hughes. And Morrell, I thought he might be given a warning. Instead, Natalie Simon pulls out the card. So the first yellow against the Tormenta tonight.
The yellow card has been issued to number 14, Alex Morrell of Tormenta FC.
Wahab, nowhere to go with it except for Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald will go along, has Thompson. First time Scott Thompson's had some real room. Along for Chin, and then Chin with the perfect wipeout tackle. South Georgia able to cancel out that transition as Connor Antley was perfect. Nearing 10 minutes to go in regulation. Still a standstill between Richmond and South Georgia. Not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of quality scoring chances. Akwe, and then Akwe thought that Thompson was going to check back. An opportunity tonight for the Tormenta at the start of the evening to jump into first place. With North Texas also in action, they only trailed by 1 point at the start of the night. Fitzgerald releases deep. Hara off for Knutson. He'll rescue that ball at the sideline. And Dalton Knutson will continue. Gomez now with Micheletto with some more space. Antley will dart off the sideline. Antley lays a nice ball nearly on the same page with Micheletto. And then Wahab along with Micheletto in a wrestling move, and the foul will go against Wahab. And look at the spot of this foul. And a move by Wahab. This is going to be a penalty kick for the Tormenta. Clearly, based on the great job of our crew, that extra takedown not warranted, not necessary at all by Wahab Akwe. And Micheletto never gave up on the ball. He stands at the penalty spot here in the 83rd minute. South Georgia has continued to chip away, look for cracks. Richmond all year, it's been a mistake or two that has hurt them during this winless streak during this season. Is this the latest? Marco Micheletto, first team all PDL last year with 2-2 on the season. The 23-year-old on the approach with Fitzgerald in goal. South Georgia leads. Marco Micheletto in the 83rd minute. The Tormenta break through. Micheletto was the one deserving of the chance. His third season in South Georgia. Born in Rome but grew up in Greater London playing for Brentford FC.
Number 10, Marco Micheletto.
And his ability to turn the corner caused Wahab Akwe to have a mental lapse. He comes up with a takedown. Natalie Simon pointing to the penalty spot. The finish for Micheletto in the 83rd minute. And South Georgia, just in the last moments, North Texas does have a 3-1 lead there in the 79th minute. But South Georgia looks for another shutout on their home field. And a hard challenge and a late one at that for Richmond. And Natalie Simon gives out her 4th yellow as tempers starting to flare up a bit here late. The frustration for the kickers. And this one against Shanoski, I should say Shanoski has remained in the match. And it is forward Madison that has a 4-1 lead now on North Texas. So South Georgia in position to end the night in first place in USL League One. 12 matches in out of the 28-game regular season schedule. And with Ricardo Pepe off to FC Dallas, perhaps for good, he could certainly return on the homegrown contract to play for North Texas. But for South Georgia, they continue to come together despite some real injuries. And the depth of their roster, though, has answered every challenge. The Tormenta the other way, and another foul right at the edge of the box. Lucas Coutinho nearly turned the corner. And it's going to be a red. It was just inside the box. That's Shanoski heading off. And the kickers have unraveled here late. We'll get a great look at our replay to see exactly where the foul occurred. Whether it was inside the box or not, then Natalie Simon has already given the red. Remember, it was Shanoski that just had picked up a yellow minutes earlier, so either way, if it's a second yellow or not, or if she was calling a foul inside the box, it doesn't matter. Can't quite tell on that far sideline where the white line is in relation to where the ball is sent. But South Georgia thrilled at the opportunity with Micheletto on it. Yeah, still can't quite tell, even at a closer angle. A lot of rain showers in the last 48 hours in South Georgia. Might have done some damage to the lines, at least from distance. Here's Micheletto, and he shanks that. We'll get a sub here for the Tormenta as they look to put on the finishing touches of this one. Here's Caleb Jackson, product out of St. Louis, Missouri. He'll come on. Richmond playing down a man for the final 3 minutes and change of regulation. Chin. Ball floated forward. This is a good ball, but he offsides. Flag is up. Hughes got up in the air. Daniel Jackson, who also just came on after the goal for Richmond, had the delivery. Jackson, a backup forward from Silver Springs, Maryland. Coming up after the game, we'll have our man of the match and our save of the match. Save of the match brought to you by the Sack Company. Powerade brings you the man of the match. Another total team effort tonight from South Georgia defensively. They simply do not give up great scoring chances, and they stayed patient and continued to probe, is the best way to put it tonight against the Kickers. There were one mistake made by Richmond. It appears like it's going to cost them. And they'll be without Connor Shanoski for their next game, as here is the foul by Akwe on Jackson. We'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time. But the Tormenta playing up a man.
The fourth official has announced 3 minutes of stoppage time.
And a restart near midfield. Jackson. Caleb Jackson in the corner. This is Jackson's debut for the Tormenta as he dresses this evening. Antley. As Antley lets it go and nearly deflects, with Fitzgerald having his momentum go the other way. So it'll be another corner for South Georgia. And the latest Tormenta corner kick brought to you by the Sack Company. We're in the final 2 minutes of stoppage time. And a ball at the top, stop, and it was blocked. Coutinho had the look off the body of a Richmond defender. Marco Micheletto's goal in the 83rd minute on a PK, after he was the one fouled, stands as the difference. The Kickers playing with 10 men. Micheletto continues with Morrell out wide. Micheletto then taken down from behind, with the Kickers riding his hip all the way downfield. And some exhausted Kickers there. This match started with the humidity at 92%. And maybe down a man here nearing the end of this one. It's starting to show. And this finish, if everything holds up, is kind of a microcosm of the Kickers' season. One mistake has hurt them so often, as they're about to fall to 3-7-3 and winless over their last 7. Restart at the top. Missed wide. Nicoletto had the chance. That's it. South Georgia comes up with another shutout. USL League One, 8th best for Pablo Jara. The Tormenta continue to remain unbeaten on their home field at Earth Russell Stadium. 5-0-1 here at home. The weather holds off. The Tormenta defense does the job at the end. Marco Nicoletto with the PK goal in the 83rd minute is the difference. We'll be back with our man of the match, save of the match, and our highlights before we say goodnight from Statesboro on ESPN+.
There was a time when advertising was much more simple. Technology may have changed the way people live, but it offers you exciting new ways to market your business.
That's why CAC keeps up with all the latest trends in advertising methods to help you reach your customers wherever they are.
Targeted, focused internet and television advertising. CAC is your marketing partner that makes it all simple again and makes it all work together for you.
Contact us today and let's keep moving your business forward together.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Kick your internet into high gear with Bullet Broadband, a division of Bullet Telephone Cooperative. Hey, I'm John Scott, General Manager of Bullet Telephone and the new Bullet Broadband. Bullet Broadband offers the fastest internet speed in Georgia with managed Wi-Fi and speeds up to 1 gig. And if you're a business owner, we didn't leave you out. We can help increase productivity with computer networking, cloud hosting, custom emails, and the highest internet speeds around. Kick your internet into high gear and see what Bullet Broadband can do for you.
1-0 the finish tonight for South Georgia Tormenta. Our man of the match tonight, presented by Powerade, is Joshua Phelps, part of the South Georgia Tormenta defense that pitches its 8th shutout as a team this year. The 26-year-old, who was the first signing made by Tormenta FC and the first in USL League One. Once the league was formed officially in the fall, the 6'4" center back looked like he may have to leave the match, but he was super, containing Charles Boateng and notably Mutai Mwape and any of the Richmond players moving forward. So Joshua Phelps is our man of the match, presented by Powerade. And our save of the game is brought to you by the Sack Company. The save of the match, and while this one may not have been touched by Pablo Jara, certainly he contested it well on that rip from Joe Gallardo, Richmond's leading scorer. Jara on the defense with another shutout. That's one of the really 2 Richmond scoring chances that they had as we take a look at our highlights from tonight. Just 1-0 in terms of shots in the opening half. A story in the first half, 7 corner kicks. This was the best scoring chance. Mikey Rowe on a back-to-goal bicycle kick that was saved by Akir Fitzgerald. Then later was the rip by Alex Morrell. Connor Antley got in deep for a potential finish of a header. This is Morrell getting in deep, turning a corner, and playing a nice ball through that nearly could have been finished by Rowe, looking for his 2nd straight game with a goal. Best scoring chance in the second half, perhaps for Richmond, was that one. Maxi Rodriguez, an ambitious shot from the outside. Morrell getting a great look. The yellow cards would pile up against the kickers as this one went. That was nearly another before Morrell was able to stay strong at his feet and deliver the shots. And here was Mutai Mwape. Well, he was in there before subbed down in the 63rd minute. Thompson, the head ball intended for Josh Hughes, could not put it on target. This was also a half chance for the kickers, with Wahab Akwe getting in the air, but he could not put it towards target. Fitzgerald able to intercept across. That was the extent of the scoring chances, but then this happened. Look at the late tug as Marco Micheletto got into better position. Wahab Akwe pulled him down. Micheletto then finishes the PK in the 83rd minute. Akira Fitzgerald guessing wrong. Micheletto buries it. This would be an offsides, as Josh Hughes was desperately trying to stay on. And that took care of this one. The Tormenta with another shutout. 7-5 in shots for the Tormenta, the majority of which coming in the second half. And the Kickers actually increased their possession time. They had 57% at the half, finished up at 59. But then the late red card on Connor Shanoski just about buried the Kickers. The yellow coming in the 88th minute. And South Georgia would not look back as they pick up another victory. They're now unbeaten in 7 in a row. The Tormenta in first place now in USL League One, as North Texas, by virtue of their loss tonight, they're still stuck at 24 points. The Tormenta now with 26 points, nearing the halfway point. They have not given up a goal since Sunday, May the 12th. The Tormenta's defense, a real sign of this team's championship potential. That'll do it for our entire crew here. For our producer and director tonight, Jake McCloskey, Ed Jubilee on replay. My name is Ralph Norchik saying so long from Statesboro.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.